Hello YouTubers, in this video I will present you 7 handguard alternatives, my selection criteria, installation steps and a lesson learned. First, let's have a look at Honda's genuine part. So this is Honda's handguard for the CB500X. It comes at 114 euros. In some shops maybe cheaper a bit, 102 euros. And as you can see, this is an open-ended handguard, which means this is a one-point mount handguard. It's an all plastic handguard, has an internal metallic structure. The next one I'm looking to is from Puig. This is a Spanish, maybe Catalonian manufacturer, and their product at their homepage doesn't specify CB500X, it specifies CB500F. That should be pretty close. However, on Amazon, when they are selling it, it is specified the CB500X as well. Which is not obvious from the description. It has got a metallic structure, a backbone or not. The price is 115 plus VAT. On Amazon they are sold for 144 euros plus delivery price. If I'm looking at the installation instructions, I come to the conclusion that these shells do not have an interior metallic structure. This is an all plastic handguard. The next one I'm looking to is Barkbusters handguards. This is an Australian accessory manufacturer. They are pretty popular among riders, and there are plenty of reviews of Barkbusters handguards on YouTube. This will fit CB500X different models, and as you can see, it has a pretty beefy metallic structure, a backbone behind this plastic shell. Interestingly, in Europe it is sold as an SW Motec product, BB Storm product name. In my opinion, this BB stands for Barkbusters. So this is what we call badge engineering. It comes at 160 euros. It is a 2-point mount handguard. Interestingly, SW Motec's homepage will list only this handguard mounting kit, this metallic structure and all the other parts, but not the plastic shell itself. The next one I'm looking to is from the Italian accessories manufacturer GV. This is another handguard with 2-point mount, and as I can see it is very similar to the Puig, and it has no metallic structure inside. How do I know it? Well, I was looking through the description and it won't mention any metallic structure. It is relatively cheap, 84 euros, so compared to the other ones it has an advantage. GV's homepage will not tell you too much, and if I'm looking at the installation instructions, I have the feeling that this is the same product as Puig, which hasn't got any metallic backbone here. The next one I'm looking to is from a service. X-Tarmac Handguards. 140 euros, and very nice design as I can see. This will fit Honda CB500X, it's no doubt. But there is the question if it has got a metallic backbone or not. It provides some more protection or not. And if I'm looking at the installation instructions here, especially to this picture, I'm on the opinion that this is an all plastic handguard. These handguards will not prevent injury in the event of a crash. They are designed to protect the hands from cold weather. That's it. The next one I'm looking at is again from a service. Argon is the product name. Argon Hon. Honda CB500X or NC75. It is 150 euros. And look at here, steel bar overmolded with plastic in different colors. So that tells me that it should be a steel bar overmolded with plastic. Interesting. It is compatible besides others with CB500X and others as well. If I'm looking at the description, oops, look at there. These handguards will not prevent injury in the event of a crash. Interesting. Although this is a steel bar, they are saying it won't give you additional mechanical protection against injury in the event of a crash. Interesting. The next one I'm looking at is Cycra. This is a pretty popular brand among enduro riders. And as you can see here, for Honda 2022 models, they are listing here only CRFs and Africa Twin. Practically these are the enduro bikes from Honda. I saw a guy on YouTube who was able to install this Pro Band Ultra bar pack on his CB500X. It is true, he had to replace his clutch lever to a shorter one, and in that way he was able to fit this handguard to its CB500X. Okay, let's have a summary and make a decision. So these are the handguards I took into consideration. I'm looking for a handguard which provides me some additional protection, not only against wind, rain, but even if I drop the bike, will protect my lever, my hands. As a result, this Honda, this Puig, this GV and this Acerbis X-Tarmac are not for me. These three handguards, they all are made with a strong or with a metallic backbone. Now, Cycra, as already I mentioned, can be installed only if you're changing your clutch lever. I don't want that. As a result, this will drop as well. Acerbis. You might remember Acerbis had a strange note in the instruction manual saying that this will not provide protection against injuries in case of a accident. On the top of that, Acerbis Argon is not really popular as I saw. On YouTube, I hardly could find any review of these handguards. Now the Barkbusters, it is very obvious, it's a strong structure, it's a very popular brand and handguard, plenty of reviews on the net. It has one of the largest shells as well, which will really provide you protection against wind and rain. So in this case, it is not really usual to me, but I will go for the most expensive handguard, the Barkbusters alias SW Motec BB Storm handguards. These are my 3D printed high-tech tools I'm using to remove the bar ends. But I won't waste your time with this. You could see the details step by step in my previous video on the heated grip. So, here are the removed bar ends. And now I can install the handguards. I will start with some pre-assembly work with the right side handguard, with this one. The assembly and installation of handguards is not a great science, but there are two things that must be paid attention to in order not to jeopardize the safety of your motorcycle. So when I get there, I will draw your attention to it separately. Okay, the pre-assembly of the right side handguard, it is completed. But pay attention, the metallic backbone orientation should be like that on the right side. Okay? And now let's proceed with the left one. The pre-assembly of the left handguard is completed, and now I will need these parts in order to continue with the installation onto the handlebar. Now I'm installing the right side clamp. Do not tighten the screws yet, because later on you will need to fine-tune it. Okay, and now let's proceed with the left side. And the same goes here. You don't want to tighten completely those screws, because you will need to adjust later on. According to the installation instruction, the assembly should happen like this. Pay attention to the orientation of this weight. It should host that space keeper or distancer. The rest is pretty self-explanatory. Make sure for this nut you are going to apply thread locker. Okay? And you should install it somehow like that. But look at here, that piece, it is loose. So as long as your handlebar has a slope downwards, it's not a problem. You can install it, but otherwise, look at here, it might fall into the handlebar. So pay attention when you're installing the other side. First, I will make a pre-installation of the handguards and make sure it will not tighten any of my cables and won't block my clutch lever. Everything seems to be nice and dandy. As a result, I will apply the thread locker like that and will proceed with the installation. And now for tightening the screws, I will use a torque wrench. Let's start with this one. Good, 20. Okay, so that part should be fine. Now it is necessary to check that the free movement of the handlebar is not obstructed at the end positions. Here at the windshield, the handguards should not touch the windshield. There should be some distance, like that. Now I'm checking the clutch lever. Seems to be okay. And the handguards should not touch either the cowl. There should be some free gap as well. Maybe it is not so obvious from this camera angle, but my clutch lever doesn't touch the handguards. There is some space in between. On the right side of the bike, I will turn the handlebar to the extreme position like that. As a result, we'll have here a slight slope towards down. And now I can proceed with the installation. Now comes the final tightening of the screws with the torque wrench. Now, let's check this. Perfect. You see? Very good. Here as well. It's okay. We have space all around. Good. You're done. We are done. Those of you who saw my previous video about the heated grips already know that this summer I was on 8,356 kilometer cruise up to the North Cap and back. So I had the opportunity to ride with the Handguards for a long time, in cold, in hot, in rain, in wind. And I have to say that in rain or cold it is really increases the feeling of comfort, and I was happy about it. But unfortunately, my feeling of comfort worsened in heat. It was only now that I realized how effectively the wind current used to cool my hands, and in the heat my hands didn't sweat much even with gloves on. Now that the handguards are doing their job, in hot weather my hands sweat quite a lot in the gloves, and that's not pleasant. So this is the other side of the coin. This concludes this video. Open road and safe ride.